Okay, now let us get into some more evidence to show you some more access to evil. All these people will create their own headquarters of evil, as in Epstein Island, Epstein Pedophile Island, North Fox Island, as in Francis D. Sheldon. And we're talking about the farm, right, to abuse boys in Tennessee, America. And that's Claudius Vermelli. Now we have this individual setting up his own orphanage. His very own orphanage. Where? Haiti, of course. Haiti. Let's get into this evidence. He founded an orphanage for vulnerable boys in Haiti and was just sentenced to 210 years for what he did. Karl Geilenfeld used his position of trust and access to exploit vulnerable children under the guise of humanitarian work, authorities said. They always come in the name, we are here to help. Pay attention to when we have natural disasters, or should I say, when we see natural disasters happening in certain parts of the world. Pay attention to those that are running into the country. Pay attention to wars, right? Because the first casualty is usually children. Yeah, right? They're not there to help you most of the times. They're there to gain access to the most vulnerable, which is the children, right? Let us continue. A Colorado man was sentenced to 210 years in federal prison for sexually abusing children at an orphanage he founded in Haiti. Karl Geilenfeld, 73, founded St. Joseph Home for Boys in 1985 and operated the home for more than 2 decades. The home was created for orphans, impoverished and otherwise vulnerable children in Haiti, according to a U.S. Department of Justice news release. At the trial, 6 victims who lived at the orphanage testify about the sexual abuse and physical assault they suffered at the hands of Geilenfeld. No adult victims speak about the devastating impact the abuse had on them, according to the release. I'm not impressed. This man had St. Joseph Boys Home from 1985. And from 1985 until now, they just catch up. They just decide to arrest him. My opinion, somebody decided to throw him under the bus. For whatever reason, somebody decided to out him and throw him under the bus. In my opinion, this abuse has been going on for as long as the home started. Right? It started in 1985. The abuse started then. This man started his own abuse headquarters, right? And I don't think he's the only one. I don't think he is the only one that funded this orphanage. I don't think he's the only one that put money to operate it, but he's the only one facing justice, right? This man is in his 70s. All along he was carrying on, and all of a sudden, he's getting 210 years. I suppose they want a pat on the shoulder for this. How much more of these orphanages is operating in Haiti? How much more? Right? These are the questions we need to ask. How much more of these orphanages is operating in Haiti? We're not even going to talk about the rest of the world. Right? Because all I see is someone throwing him under the bus for some reason. I'm not impressed. Right? This man should have never been allowed to carry on the abuse for so long. Full stop. You need to understand that wickedness in high places, right? And the only time some of these people is outed is when probably they don't do something, or probably they say something that the powers don't like. Because I'm certainly not impressed with this man being arrested just now. He was allowed to carry on all this time in his young days. And now that he's in his 70s, he's old. He's going to prison for 200 plus years. Really? Is he the only one? I doubt it. Right? And at number 6, where 6 individuals come to testify, you just pay attention to what's going on. We need to pray and understand wickedness in high places. Let us pray and say, glory be to the Most High.